Some people will do anything to take their favorite video games everywhere they go. But now Tiger gives you all the fun and excitement of your favorite arcade game in the palm of your hand. Games like Double Dragon, Gauntlet, Karnov, and Simon's Quest. Tiger LCD Video Games.
Hello, welcome to GannonLand. It's the best name I could come up with. This is just a channel for me to just do stuff I want without going off on mad tangents involving spoff. If you know what I do on other channels, you know exactly what that means. And so I just thought I'd do a channel that allows me to kind of look into the things that I really am passionate about. So even though primarily we're going to be looking at, talking about and playing some board games that I'm fascinated in and have got a horribly huge collection of next door, we're also going to look at some things that I like odd music or magic tricks or video games every now and then, if the mood takes me. But that's the plan for this channel. I'm just going to try and do what I can to impart to you the things I think I like that you might like too, or certainly might like to know about a bit more, or maybe play. Rambling. So, for my first video, I wasn't quite sure what to do. Would it be a kind of Paul's top 5 board games? Would it be a history of something or other? Would it be some kind of, I don't know, special gimmicky thing to get people interested in? No, I thought I'd try and do something a little bit unusual that isn't quite GannonLand games, a board game. I thought I'd try and do something that was just odd, that didn't really fit in, but it's an interesting talking point for a first episode. With all that said, let's dive into what we're doing this week, and we're talking about, kind of, Tiger Electronics. Ooh. Now, I don't know why I said that. So, when it comes to Tiger Electronics, most of you watching will be very, very, very aware of the thing they were most well known for, and that is this. Their LCD handheld games. Let me just show you here. Here we go. This one's Sonic the Hedgehog. I believe it's the first Sonic the Hedgehog. The third one and second one are banging about somewhere. But Tiger were known for these games. They started in 1978, I seem to remember. They started out selling mostly record players, the weird little record players, branded, licensed, which would be a big Tiger thing over the coming decades. Licensed products would be what got them through most of the 80s and 90s. From them, they moved to calculators, odd little quiz books, things like that. Then, when the video games market was booming and things like the Game Boy was on the horizon, and obviously the Game & Watch had come out, Tiger wanted to kind of step into that market. This is a very potted version of their history, by the way. There are other channels that will do a lot more detail. This is just my whimsical trip through history. With that being said, I've lost my point. So, they saw the market opening up for competitive priced games, because if you wanted to buy a Nintendo game, say, it's going to cost you 40, 50 quid. Right? Even the Game Boy, when that came out, and the games for that were ranging between 30 and 40 pounds, they were very costly. So Tiger saw a gap in the market of how they could deliver licensed games that kids understood and recognised, compete with Nintendo's Game & Watch, and push out a load of merch. And that's where these largely came in. Now, because obviously you couldn't really get the magnificence of Sonic the Hedgehog into this, there was obviously a lot of, well, I'm not even going to say corner cutting, because corner cutting suggests they had a bigger plan and they cut back. I don't think the plan was anything more basic than your usual left, right, up, down kind of LCD. The kind of thing that even Nintendo in the Game & Watch had stepped well away from at this point. Just to give you an example of what the excitement this can bring you, check out this advert. You're going to like it.
What do you get when you cross a tiger with a hedgehog?
Electronic Sonic!
It's Tiger's new Sonic the Hedgehog handheld game. Sonic fun for kids on the run. Energize yourself with power sneakers and the invincible cube. Use the supersonic spin attack to smash Dr. Robotnik's evil robots. Sonic the Hedgehog, supersonic fun for kids on the run. New from Tiger.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure that's fun, but if anyone's ever played any of the Tiger electronic handheld games, you kind of know what to expect, and that is not very much. To take something as high speed and reflex testing as Sonic the Hedgehog and turn it into Well, let's see if we can have a little play of this. I mean, the answer's no, because it's upside down for a start. But, where's the start button? Here we go. Start. Turtles in a half shell. Is that what it said? Now, I'm playing this upside down. And I'm doing about as well as you can do. Even if you're playing this the right side up. I've had enough of that. I've had enough of that. No, that's... Okay. That's going to be a problem. Here's how we used to do it in the old days. Take the batteries out. So yeah, lots of kids put up with that because maybe they couldn't afford Sonic, Mega Man. I mean, don't get me wrong. They did a lot of crap. They did sitcoms. They did Funhouse, the American version of Funhouse as a game. They did what else did they do that was really unusual? They did MC Hammer Dance Move game. I believe Stuart Ashen has that and will probably pop up on his channel one day. Imagine an LCD version of Let's Dance. It's that bad. But I'm not really here to talk about those because, you know, there are countless hundreds of channels on YouTube going through doing plays and ripping them apart. Yeah, they're not very good. And just because they've brought them back as a retro item now that you can buy for about 20 odd quid, which is what they kind of cost back in the day, which again, competitive compared to other game brands and cartridges, but certainly massively lacking in terms of quality and gameplay. Bar one or two exceptions. I don't want to talk about that. I think Tiger did something much better adjacent to those handheld games. They were handheld still, yes, but there was a little bit more art and imagination put into them. And it all simply came down to the licensing again. Again, we looked at all the movie licenses, the Double Dragons, the MC Hammer stuff that they did. They also did, and what I think was their masterwork, a bunch of these things.
I do.
Is that your final answer?
It's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the handheld game, with the voice of Regis Philbin.
And your answer is?
It's a boy.
Is that your final answer?
With hundreds of questions and 3 lifelines. Hold the audience, 50-50, or phone a friend.
Is that your final answer?
It's $1 million worth of fun for everyone. Electronic Who Wants to Be a Millionaire handheld game. And the new...
For whatever reason, they really mastered the TV game show to handheld market. They really did quite great stuff. I want to just show you a few examples. And of course, the one I want is nowhere nearby. Is it? Is it? Yeah, here we go. So, I had a few of these because when I lived in America in the late 90s, early 2000s, on and off, I would buy these kind of handhelds for long car journeys. Not that I drove, but when I was in the back seat. And so I got my hands on a few that I don't have with me now, but I bought this on eBay not too long ago. This is Jeopardy by Tiger Electronics, and I think it's actually pretty good. What's nice about it is that there was a range of these. Jeopardy, obviously a very, very popular show in the States. It had some kind of... there was a version of it in the UK, but I think most of us remember the US version most, even if it's just through YouTube osmosis. But what was nice is that on the back, they also came with cartridges. So once you'd played your fill with all the questions on these, you could go out and buy separate packs and slot them in. Maybe there was a gold edition, maybe there was a sports-only edition, a kids, a family, I don't know, but there was loads of them. And what was interesting about this is that Jeopardy is quite a difficult thing to turn into a handheld game. Yeah, sure, it's trivia, but how do you translate that? They did something reasonably interesting. So as you all know, each screen in Jeopardy has a question behind it, and each row is a topic. So obviously you're rotating through quite a lot. You can't put text in there, you can't put images. You're only really working off basic LCD. So they got around that by using the screens to add numbers. And the numbers correlate with stuff on the side that you can also flip over and show, varying the numbers. And then when you pick the question, it shows you the price, and then the question slowly runs across this. Now you can play it single player, and as you may have noticed, you can play it with 3. So you can buzz in whenever you want. Let's have a little quick look at this. How many players? Let's do 1, because I don't like being beaten. Right, how many players? Yeah, 1. Maybe I've got to press enter. It's very likely I've got to press enter. There you go. So as you can see there, I hope you can see there. There are numbers across the top. Those numbers relate to the questions down the side, the categories, and these are all the prices. And then if you pick one by using the little cursor that they've got rolling around, I believe it's a cursor anyway. Let me have a little look. Oh no, there's a little D-pad here basically. I thought it was a great big enter button, but no, you can scroll through and pick a category. And then I believe we'll just press enter. Is that enter? Yeah, Greek myth says milk from the breast of this wife of Zeus formed the Milky Way. God, who is A, Hera, B, Aphrodite, or C, Rhea? I'm going to go at buzzing. Oh, it's my turn to answer. And then you got these A, B, C. And I think it's A, right? A? A? Is it right? Enter? Time's up. Oh, no, I didn't press enter in time. Anyway, you get the point with that. You get the point with that. So, not bad. There's a Wheel of Fortune one. There's one called, I believe, Concentration. As you saw in the advert, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I love these. I think compared to this, you're getting genuinely hours of gameplay out of it. But they didn't stop there. No, they didn't stop there. They went ahead and went a bit crazy. So in America, there's a show called Let's Make a Deal. I don't know if there's ever a UK analogue of that. If it is, it's escaping me now. Probably was hosted by Bob Monkhouse. And then they brought out this in the 90s. Let's Make a Deal. And in that, you get, where are they all gone? Cards. Now, this one isn't a particularly great example of what they can do, because you'd think these cards and these slots has some significance. And not really, because the game is all played within the computer at the bottom. And effectively, it's an either or. It goes, do you want this or do you want to risk it on that? You can risk it on that and maybe double your prizes or maybe lose everything. We're not going to play it right now because it's complicated and I've got to separate the cards out. But the cards are largely decorative. They just sit in the slots and I believe you pull them out during the game. But the computer remembers all this, what you've won, what you've got in prizes, what you've gambled. And so it kind of is more an expensive plastic diorama than an actual game. You could easily, and probably is, very possible to boil it down to something this size. But it's showing off. And I like it. I like the whole game show look of it. Anyone who's ever seen the stuff I do on Cheap Show knows I kind of have a thing about board games based on TV game shows. And to some extent, TV shows as well in general. Which brings us, though, to, I believe, their masterworks. Towards the end of the 90s, beginning of 2000s, they're bringing out bigger and better versions of the Tiger games. And this one I got given to me at a toy fair when I was a games journalist way back when. And I love it. And then I gave it to another journalist to borrow. Never saw it again. Found it in a charity shop, what, a year ago? £2. Brilliantly working order. And it's this. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And look, it's beautiful. I don't know which one of my items just spoke then. That's creepy. But you got Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Let's have a little bit look closer at it. I've taken the back off because it has a slant that props it upright. But I decided to take that off. And again, what you get in this is you get loads of these question cards with a code on. And you slide them in the top like so. Of course, this one has to be the one with the broken paper on it, which means it won't slide in its hole properly. Right, let's try putting this in there. You put it in, you dial the code, and then you get this little keyboard at the bottom, which I'm going to take off here. And where's the on button gone? There we go. He sounds drunk.
Yes. How many want to play? Each player, press your number button.
Let's do one.
Player 1. Great.
And then enter. Final
Let's
answer.
play. Who wants to be a millionaire?
Now, it sounds like Chris Tarrant's got a bit of a kind of... done it. I believe the batteries might be low on this. A.
Wrong question. Slide all doors
Done it.
upwards. Insert question card. Enter the code.
Yeah, A. You know what? This is nearly 20 years old.
Slide all doors upwards.
And I believe the battery's a bit ropey. So you get the gist with that. You go down the row and you answer the questions and you press the buttons and you've got all the options. You've got 50-50 ask the audience and the strange ask call a friend button, which requires you to genuinely call up a friend or someone in the room and ask them. And then Chris Tarrant's voice says, "Oh, hi, I'm Chris Tarrant." Not in real life, that would confuse people. And do you want to play You Want to Be a Millionaire and help your friend out? And you've got to really type it in before the countdown. So you see, effort involved. And it lights up. And it's got all these lovely things. And I just think, compare again. Yes. Compared to this, that is beautiful. What, by the way, is talking and saying no and yes? Because I got nothing that I believe makes those sounds. And now it's slightly worrying. Moving on to the other big beautiful bugger we've got. The Weakest Link. Again, another British game show that went massive around the world, and this is Weakest Link. Let's have a little look at this closely. Oh, it's a big beauty. It almost looks a little bit like something from Star Trek The Next Generation. Came out mid-2000s, and again, you've got rows of questions, similar to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but circular for a very good reason, because like a CD player, this opens up. You put your question card in, you dial in the code, you put the number of players you want to play in this. So you've got up to 8 can play this. And you generally can play it. Everyone gets a button, and even when you're playing it alone or with less than 8, you can still have the AI play and be correct or not. What happens is, you start your round, the question rotates into place, and you answer it. And just like the show, you can bank beforehand or not bank and risk trying to get to the target. When it's the next player, 2, 3, 4, or 5, it rotates. It rotates, and it rotates, and then it tells you to flip it over. And in between, Anne Robinson tells you all this snarky stuff. Luckily, there's no batteries in this, because I get the feeling that just like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire one, this one has maybe been drinking a bit too much lately. But I love it. Which brings us to the point of this video, in that I wanted to show you Tiger things that aren't crap, like the Sonic the Hedgehog, or the Double Dragon, or whatever it is, the Transformers one you've got, that you bought for 20 quid online, and you thought, hey, remember, and you've played it, and you put it in a drawer and forgotten about now, or maybe you've put it on a shelf next to all your other things that look good, but are beautiful. What is talking? Is this talking? If this is talking, I didn't know this spoke. I knew it did music, but I did not know it spoke. Do you speak? Hello? Hello? Ugh, I've turned it off. So, on to the finale. So, I wanted to show you with this video that, yes, not everything Tiger did was cheap, licensed crap. Because that's how you get them in. You go, oh, look, MC Hammer, and kids go, oh, MC Hammer, I'm buying that, and then regret it. We come to this. Now, I don't believe this is a Tiger Electronics thing so much as Tiger Electronics put their name on it to sell it. But it's a fascinating thing because, as I say, they made little toy record players. They made, what did they make? Quiz things, all those toys and handhelds. There's also one you can get, like, You Don't Know Jack, which became a very successful brand on consoles with the Jackbox games. They made an LCD version of that. Not a lot of people, I don't think, and I've not seen a lot of it online, is that they made this as well. It is the Tiger Trivia Timer, which is actually great to say out loud. Tiger Trivia Timer. Programmable countdown timer, handicaps to equalize gameplay, used with any trivia question game. You can see it on the back there. Let's go to this camera. Digital electronic countdown timer, programmable 1 to 6 players, maximum time set 99 seconds, all the time in the world. Use with any trivia question game. I presume something like Trivial Pursuits. Handicap better players. What does that mean? I'll tell you in a second. 10-second warning buzzer. Set, player, time display, stop start. This came out in 1984. And I believe at that point they were just getting into their crazy handheld behemoth of licensing. And look at this lovely logo. Roaring Good Fun. Tiger Electronic Toys. It's an interesting history, Tiger. Obviously now everything they have is now owned by Hasbro, like everything else. Hasbro are the Disney of toys. But they were making all sorts of weird things. Again, towards the end, famously, Tiger gave us the Furby. How dare they? So what is it? Well, on the box you can see exactly what it is. And it is just a timer. Now, when I got this, as you can see, for £2.99, it was not working. It's a beautiful little thing. This very, very of its time, but I love it. Just look at the simple nature of it. It reeks of that early 80s, late 70s kind of style and look. I love the blue and the orange. The problem was, on the back of it, the battery was completely welded with rust and whatever to the battery connector. So as a result, I did a big boy thing and I bought loads of these and I did some welding, which I'd never done before, and my dad had to help me. But in a very makeshift way, I did manage to get it working. It's not perfect yet. I kind of want to redo it and get rid of some of the length of these wires because I just was trying my best. I did a big thing. And it doesn't quite close at the moment. But that's fine. But what does it do? Well, it's a timer. It really is that simple. It's just a timer. Operating instructions. So your trivia timer has been designed to work with most popular trivia games. It is a programmable electronic timing device that will speed the pace of your trivia game and eliminate the biggest argument of your time is up. So imagine you're playing Trivial Pursuit and these things ramble on for ages and people going, oh, I know this. Oh, no, I know this. Get rid of that. You set a timer. And what it means by handicap is it doesn't mean like this comes to life and kneecaps you or distracts you with electric shocks. It just means that. Let's just say someone in the group you're playing with is a bit of a know-it-all and they're going to be quicker off the mark getting these questions. You can set them a 15-second timer, for example. Meanwhile, everyone else gets 30 seconds maybe to answer the question. So this kind of regulates your trivia gaming fun. And let's just turn it on, because the other thing I like about this is I love a lovely bit of LED red. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Player 1. Oh, it's beautiful. Let's try and program this then, shall we? So let's see. Right, let's do this. Install the 9-volt battery. Yeah, done that. Awkwardly, but I did it. Turn the power switch to on position. Yeah, done that. P1 is automatically displayed on the readout. Yeah, done that. Press the set key to set the time that the player 1 will have to answer his or her question during the game. If you press the set key, if you keep the set key depressed, it will quickly increment, or you may press it and release it. Oh, I see. So it's saying tap it. There we go. Tap it. So we've got tap. Oh, I've left it too long now, have I? Start again. Player 1, set, and I go 1, and I set it for maybe, let's say, 15 seconds. Player 2, I'm going to give him 10 seconds. And then I believe after that it's as simple as like starting the question. Player 1, are we ready? What's the name of the goat in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I don't know, it's not a real thing. Is that... No, right, okay, I don't... Okay, so you've done all that. So hang on, maybe I should read the instructions. Player 2, after all the player alert, use the key to... what? You may press up to 6 players. Yeah, good. After all the sets, press player's key to press 1. So I did that. I did that. Here we go. And now it's counting down. I'll figure it out properly one day. I promise. And then it counts down. 10-second countdown warning, so you know how long you've got left. Counting down. Do you know what the goat's called? I can't remember. I don't think there is one. There you go. And now player 2, it's your go. And I asked the question, what was the name of the actor who played Walter Peck in Ghostbusters? And you go, oh God, and you set it going. Oh, no, it's 10 seconds. Oh, no. Who was it? It's the guy from Die Hard. I seem to remember. Oh, bloody hellfire. Quick. Is it William Atherton? Yes, it is. Up to 6 players can do that. And I think that's why I like this. It's going to come in handy, I think, when I do digitize or cheap show stuff in the future. And I'm pretty happy that I've made this myself as well. So, did Tiger make a lot of crap? Yes. Did we eat it up? Yes. Did they make some great stuff? Yes. Do I have a problem? Yes. Good. And I think that'll do for our first trip into GannonLand. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I thought for a first video, let's crack on with something a little bit unusual and maybe give Tiger a little bit of a pat on the back and say, you know what, mate, you did a lot of shit, but the stuff you did right, you did it great. And that is how I'm ending this video. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow GannonLand Games on Twitter, at GannonLand Games. And it's also, if you want to contact the channel, you can go to, I think it's hello@GannonLand.co.uk. I'll put a link below which has the actual information in. Wonderful stuff. And we can have a chat. And there's also Instagram as well. Look for GannonLand Games on Instagram. I'll be putting up pictures of board games I buy, come across, see, all that kind of stuff. And we'll just see how it goes. I don't know how this channel is going to pan out, but if you want to join, please do. Subscribe, ring a bell, whatever it is you do. And also remember, I do Digitizer and Cheap Show as well. So if you like this, imagine this with a lot more swearing and madness. And that's basically those channels. Other than that, I'm signing off now. So tatty bye, thank you, see you next time on GannonLand.